React Hooks Cheat Sheet 1. useState Manage State. The useState hook in React allows you to add state to functional components, which was previously only possible in class components. When you use useState, it initializes a state variable with a default value and provides a function to update that state. This makes it easy to track changes and trigger re-renders in your component when the state updates. For example, a counter can use useState to manage its value and update it when a button is clicked. This simplifies managing state and keeps your code cleaner and more efficient. 2. useEffect, side effect. The useEffect hook in React is used to handle side effects in your components such as data fetching, event listeners, or DOM updates. Side effects are operations that can affect other parts of the app and don't directly involve rendering the UI. With useEffect, you can specify what should happen after the component renders. In this case, you might use it to update the document title whenever a state value like count changes. By passing count as a dependency, you ensure that the effect runs only when count is updated, making your app more efficient. 3. Use context, access context. The use context hook in React allows you to access values from a context directly within your component. Context provides a way to share values like user information, themes, or settings across your app without passing props through every level of the component tree. By using use context, you can easily retrieve values, for example, user details, from a context, making global data accessible without the need for prop drilling or creating extra components. This simplifies your code and improves maintainability. 4. Use reducer, complex state logic. The use reducer hook in React is designed for managing complex state logic, especially when you have multiple state values that depend on each other or require more advanced updates. It works by using a reducer function, which takes the current state and an action and returns a new state. This makes it easier to handle complex state changes, like toggling multiple states or performing updates based on different conditions. It's often used in situations where useState might become cumbersome or difficult to maintain due to the complexity of the state logic. 5. useRef, persistent value and DOM access. The useRef hook in React is useful for persisting values across renders or directly interacting with DOM elements. Unlike state, values stored in useRef don't trigger a re-render when they change, making it ideal for scenarios where you need to store a value without affecting the UI. For example, you can use useRef to access a DOM element, like focusing an input field programmatically, or to store values that need to persist between renders, like timers or previous state. This hook is a simple yet powerful tool for handling non-UI related data and DOM manipulations. 6. Use memo, memoize expensive computations. The use memo hook in React is used to optimize performance by memoizing, caching, the result of expensive computations. When you have a calculation or function that takes a lot of resources, useMemo ensures that React only reruns the calculation when the dependencies change, rather than on every render. For example, if you have a list of items that needs to be sorted, using useMemo will only recalculate the sorted list when the items themselves change. This can help improve performance, especially for large datasets or complex calculations, by preventing unnecessary recalculations during re-renders. 7. Use callback, memoize functions. The use callback hook in React is used to memoize functions, preventing them from being recreated on every render. This is particularly useful when you pass functions as props to child components, as it avoids unnecessary re-renders of those components. For instance, if you have a handle click function that doesn't change, using use callback ensures that the same instance of the function is used between renders. This can improve performance, especially in large applications, or when dealing with components that rely on stable function references to avoid re-renders. 8. Use layout effect. The use layout effect hook in React is similar to useEffect, but it runs after the DOM has been updated but before the browser paints, meaning it can block the visual update until the effect has finished. This makes it particularly useful for reading layout data, like element sizes or positions, and making immediate adjustments, such as synchronizing animations or modifying the DOM in ways that could affect layout. Since it runs synchronously, it ensures that any changes are applied before the user sees the updated UI, preventing flickering or layout shifts. Nine, custom hooks. Reusable logic. Custom hooks in React allow you to encapsulate reusable logic and share it across multiple components without duplicating code. By creating a custom hook, you can extract functionality like data fetching, form handling, or event listeners into its own function. This makes your code more modular and easier to maintain. For example, a custom hook like useFetch can handle fetching data from a URL, and once created, it can be used in any component with a simple call, ensuring consistency and reusability across your application. Custom hooks help keep components clean and focused on rendering, while the logic resides separately in the hook.
Please like, share, and subscribe DevTools 99 for more technical and educational videos. Thank you for watching.